Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me? Maybe, maybe not. Nice. Um, Hello, Randy. Hi, Carol. Maria. Oh, that's nice, Carol. You can poke me if you need or have any questions. Hi, Kathy. Nice to have you in your first live needle class. Hi, Mary. Hello, Danella. Hi, Bonnie. I haven't seen you in a while, I think. Yeah. So hopefully everybody's doing good. I'll do some announcement. Some of you, you're on Facebook group with the Tatting online class. I will not post any more link there for my live class. I kind of saw that this morning when I did the rewatch the yesterday's Tammy's class, and I learned there that he was going to teach also needle tatting at some point. So because of that, I'm not going to go and promote myself on our Facebook. Okay. Any question about that? Maybe, maybe not. So today we're going to learn the split ring. Um, I know a pattern, uh, and some needle, shuttle tatting, split ring. You can go find it on the internet. I'm going to teach you how I do the split ring with the needle. Um, we're going to learn today the way to do it off the ball. Basically, I'm not going to cut the thread from the ball. And in 2 weeks, we are going to see the one cut from the ball and why we cut the ball from for some pattern, not every one, but some of them. Okay, so that's what we're going to learn. But I'll do a refresh for some techniques that we need to understand before we go in learning the split ring. It's simple. I'm going to show you a small pattern, and we're going to go from there. Uh, the pattern, the sample today is one that I had to change today because I saw something too similar to what I was going to show you. So just tweak it a bit, and we are going to use that. So let me go down shot. There we are. Just a moment. I'm looking for the piece. Can you see this? Okay. This is what I wanted to do with you today, but I did a little change and I'm going to show you the pattern. I didn't have the time to do it, but it's going to be simple because my goal for you to understand split ring and the new version. I have a normal ring, a chain, and then we're going to go up into something like this. Okay. Some people after the last class, some of you contacted me and talked to me about the simple book, the journal, the Tatting journal book. And the first question is many of you, I think, do not know what to write in your simple book or what should be good. So I'm going to let you on the part that you should do, be it needle or shuttle tatting, because it's going to be important. Okay. And the first part is your term, a ring, the abbreviation of it, and the graphic. Okay. If I take this, okay, you should put that in your book. Make yourself, if you don't want to write it on paper, an Excel sheet and go with the ring. So this one is what we have. We have the ring. We have the abbreviation that should be a R or the circle or oval like, okay? Today, since we're going to learn the split ring, I forgot to write the other part. Split ring is basically a ring, okay, with a bar in the middle. Let me add something in it. Yeah, old school writing. So you can have the S/R or just the slash. Those are something terminology that you need to understand. Oops, that you need to understand. It's going to be easy with time. You're going to recognize them easily, but in the beginning, you might be confused, and that's normal. Okay, so take this into note. This either on a piece of paper or, like I said, Excel sheet, doc, what you like working with. Okay, so this is the first part. Now let's go with the pattern so I can give you some time to write it. So can you see? Oops, can you see there? Can you all see this small box? For me, it's small because I have a lot of stuff. If you want me to pull it bigger before I start, let me know. If you want it bigger, please type bigger. Chorus Carol, just me careful. For now, is this big enough for now? Because I won't be able to show you if I let it that big. So it's easy. It's not something. It's not a big pattern to write down. Or okay, I'm going to give you some time. have no clue where to put my mouse today. So we're going to start with a ring, and then we're going, for those who are new, close. I do keep the CL for close and T for turn. Usually in most pattern is reverse work because we work a lot with shuttle tatter pattern. But actually, when we needle tat, we do not reverse our work, we turn it. That's why I use the term turn, okay? But turning, and when you see a reverse work for needle tatting, it's the same. You turn your work. You will never reverse, or, well, almost never reverse your work, okay? Everybody is still with me and is understanding that? I'm going to have the pattern small. Whoa, I don't like that. Smaller, just, okay. So let's start with some basic again. I it's not it's just to help you remember and help our and our brain to work together. Okay. So like I said, this is size 10 thread. That's not what I'm going to work to show you, but since most of you, like I suggest, is work with size 10 thread, crochet thread, so it's easier for you to work. Okay. First thing that we need to remember is to take the right size needle. Okay. Many of you still have difficulty choosing the right size needle with the thread. Okay. So don't get sick. I'm going to zoom in. Okay. So to show you, this is my size. Yeah. Before I forget, most of you see I have purple. Well, it's supposed to be purple, dark purple, and a light lilac color nail. This is to help you do your movement as I work. My dark needle is my left hand, my dark needle. My dark fingernail is my left hand, and my light one is the right hand. I always have a contrasting color like this to help you follow me when I work. Okay? So this is my size 10 thread. Okay? When we try to figure out the size of the needle, we usually just put the thread, we don't pull it, we just pull by size. That's a size 10 needle I have here. Okay? It's okay. I'll go through that to you and I'll help you, Kathy. Okay? So if we don't pull a little bit, just gently on the thread, okay, our needle, when we're going to work, will be floppy. The work's going to be floppy because we just go like this without giving a small tension, okay? But when we work, we actually pull on the thread when we do our stitches. We and tighten it, we pull on the thread. So we need sometime a smaller needle, okay? One size is enough. If one size is still too hard for you, you might change later, go with the size 5, Okay. So this is my 5. This is my 7. I'm going to put the thread in between. Okay. As you can see like this the difference. The thread is a lot closer to the size 7 needle than the size 5. Okay. But when you're a beginner, go with the size 5. You don't need to start to struggle with your needle right now. It's going to come with time and practice. And it's okay and it's fine. We all need to start at the beginning. Okay. Now, I'm going to take the 10, size 10 thread and the needle. Okay. You can see the eye of the needle. Okay. There's a couple of ways. There are different ways you can thread your needle. Okay. Most people like to use needle threader. Okay. That's the big one. That's from NDN. You got two size thread needle, small one and the big one. Okay. The small one is usually for small thread and small needle. The big one is for bigger needle. Okay. When you're going to work, I need to put my glasses on because I'm not seeing anything. Ah, better. So what you do, let me go back and place myself. You're going to thread your needle threader inside the eye of the needle like this. Everybody knows that. You're going to put your thread inside. Right? Trying not to have my finger in your way. Okay. I'm putting the thread inside the threader. Okay. But many people, what they do is they usually leave a big tail like this. Okay. What I recommend, and that's my personal choice, is don't leave a lot, just enough, as you can see, just enough so it stay in. And instead of pulling straight, you're going to all pinch the metallic thread there, okay, and go upside down, not straight, upside down. Wiggle it, okay. As you saw, it went fast. This is with the size 5 needle, okay. Let's do the same thing with my size 7 needle, okay. Going to thread the needle threader inside the needle, okay. Going to put the thread, like I said, not a big tail, just so I usually pull my threader out until it's stuck. Then I kind of pull so my tail is not big, and I just go upside down. Yes, sometimes it can be take time before it pass, like you just did, and it's normal. Keep going upside down. If you pull straight, you're going to break your needle threader. Hi, Monica. Okay, so that's the trick. Is this how does it sound? While I wait, I'm going to thread because I work with a bigger thread and the color that most of you chose. Remember this beautiful blue, okay? And this is size 3 thread. Give me a few seconds. I'm going to zoom out a bit because I find Okay. This is the size 3 and this is the size 10. You can see the difference is enormous. Well, that was my size. The last one I threaded was the size 7 needle. Okay. Can do it again. Like I said, pull the needle threader inside. You put your thread inside the loop of the threader. Kind of gently pull my threader close to coming out. Then the tail here, I try to have it as small as I can. Okay, when that's done, I wiggle, I hold the threader from the wire, not from the plastic thing or metallic thing, and I just wiggle upside down. The smaller, see, the smaller you put it to pass, the easier it's going to be, and you won't break as much needle threader. Okay. So I'm going to do it with my size 5 needle because when I worked size 3 thread, uh, is needle number 5 in my size. Okay. The other way of doing it. Okay. Let me see if I can without shaking. If you pinch, okay, can hopefully you can all see. If you pinch your thread between your two fingers and as close as the at the tip as possible, okay? You can slide your needle over and by wiggling it again, okay, your thread's going to pass. You need to be careful. There we go. Okay? It takes it does take practice. Honestly, I I it cost me a lot of needle threader until somebody who works on sewing sewing and embroidery, hand embroidery. They told me the smaller your tail is to pass in your in the eye of your needle, the easier it's going to be, and you won't break your threader. Okay. Now let me grab. Like I said, I'm not going to cut the thread from the ball. Okay, we're going to work normally. Going to give me some thread. Okay. For the project, depending on the size of your thread, you're going to need about 3 feet, maybe, or so, before starting your project. When I say 3 feet, is from the eye of the needle to where you pinch. Okay. I'm going to take more than 3 feet because I have a bigger thread. Okay. And we start with 5 double stitch. Okay. Remember the tail. I don't have a tail longer than about 4 inch, 2 to 4 inch. I usually go for 2. Okay. The reason why is when I pull my needle, the stitch off the needle, both threads going to stretch your double stitch. Okay. So we're going to do a normal ring, which is on the pattern as 5. I'm sorry. I want to go too fast. 5 double stitch. Remember, the first half is over. We grab it under like this. This is something you should know. Okay. The second half is under, twist, grab the thread behind, and pull it up. Okay. It's important to understand when we what movement we do when we do the first half or the second half. Okay. So let's make 5. So first half, second half, first, second, first, second, and that's going to be 5 double stitch. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we need to make a picot. The picot is the size that you want. I didn't place any picot size because, uh, just because. So then we place our gauge close to the last double stitch, hold it in place, wrap the thread over, and we do the first half stitch, pull it close to the gauge, then the second. We only have one picot. So here we go. Let's do the last double stitch. First half, second, first half, second, first, second, and last double stitch. There we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, when we close, place our project, our needle, on our finger, pinch with the thumb. We make sure that the thread coming from the first double stitch goes between our ring finger and our pinky. Okay? Do you anyone can tell me the reason why? The reason is it's going to keep us our loop so we can pass the needle. Okay? I'm going to pass the flying needle. We're going to pass through the needle into the loop. Okay? And then I'm going to finish pulling the thread that's on the needle and close the loop gently. And when that's done, indeed, Randy. And then when that is done, I'm closing like this. Okay. And here we have our first ring. This is the ring that we usually work with as a needle tatter. That type of ring in shuttle tatting is called a self-close mock ring or a mock ring. Those are some terms. Okay. Now, for this project, I wrote that we need to turn the work. So, turn. Remember, we turn, grab the needle behind. Basically, it's making a shoelace trick or shoelace knot. And we go slightly like this. Okay? Am I too fast? Let me know. And if you want me to be more zoom in, just say so. I can still zoom that camera to help you see. Good. So, like I said, we're going like a review of some basics. There's a class that I taught front side, back side. That's something that we need to understand when we're going to do the split ring. That's coming shortly. Okay. So I turn my work. I should be on the back side. Let me do this. Can you see the picot here? Oh, okay. The picot here. That's the wrong side. Let me turn it. You can see the cap of the double stitch or the edge or oops of the double stitch that goes over, and behind you have the picot, and then go back in and you have the cap again. Okay, that should be the front side. Since I turn to make a chain, I need to work on the back side. So how will I be able of doing that? Not complicated. Put your needle. Usually I put my needle under the ring. Okay. Then and we're going to be our minds, and it's used to that, is going to go, oh, I'm going to do my first double stitch. But since you're working on the back side, you need to kind of reverse the order of the stitch. So instead of going my first half stitch, I need to do the second half stitch. Okay? Then make the first, second, first, second, first. Now, many is going to say, well, I don't know how to count my double stitch like that. Well, it's okay to turn your project and look how many double stitch you have. In this case, we have 3 done. Okay? So again, we need to make 10. So second, first, second, first, second, first. Am I going too fast? And is there any question? Yes, even I turn my work to count. That's 7. The way I usually count my reverse is that I do the second movement, the first movement, and I count it there. That's 8. Second, first, 9. Second, first. That's my 10th. So let's turn and see if I have the right count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this should be part of something you practice. I did do some videos on the reverse work on backside, front side, shoelace trick, tr- uh, normal ring for shuttle, not shuttle, but needle tatter. I had the true ring in my mind, but we're not working with the true ring. At least not yet. We will. Okay. So now I'm going to put the thread again between my ring finger and my pinky, and I'm going to gently pull. So all the thread and make sure that I don't have any twisted thread. Just a reminder, you do understand why your thread goes like this, twist a lot when you're working with the needle. I talked about that 2 weeks ago. It's because when we hold our needle, there's no way that we can hold the needle exactly at the same place. If you watch video of people that do an embroidery, you're going to see that even their thread will twist like that. And it's just because of the needle twisting, rolling. It's not twisting, it's slightly rolling in our between our finger. So yeah, so it's normal. Okay. So I got my chain done. Now I need to go see the pattern also. I do have a good memory, but not that good. Okay. And I need to turn the work again. So, or reverse the work. So basically, it's making the shoelace trick. Grab it. And like this. Okay. Are you all ready to start the split ring? M- Many of you uh, have difficulty threading their needle. Okay. Unfortunately, needle tatting, we need to learn how to thread the needle because we are going to be often asked to unthread our needle to do something else. Okay. That's why I kind of did a small revision in this. So to help you understand more. So split ring. Basically, needle tatter, when we work a split ring, we work, I'm going to hold it like that. We work on both sides of the needle. Okay. Not with the same thread, but we're going to work on both sides. So let's start the first step. So I turn my work. I'm going to place my needle in between both thread, and I'm going to do 5 normal double stitch. Okay, 2, meaning that I go first half, second half, that's or first half, second half. Okay, now next, let me grab my needle differently. Now next, I'm going to unthread my needle. Okay, then I'm going to turn everything like this so that the eye of the needle is at the place of the point of the needle was. Okay? By doing that, my work is on the back side, right? Everybody understand that I'm not going to go farther. I'm just going to wait a bit so to see if everybody can understood that and is following. Any question? Please. I'm going to place it like this. Just a reminder, I would really love it if you would hit the thumbs up If you're not subscribed, please do. It's going to help me very much. And ring that bell so you get notification. You can comment after class and so on. So you all ready to start the second half of the split ring? So, like I said, I unthreaded the needle. This is my ball thread. I was going to put it there so you can see this is my ball thread. Okay? I unthreaded the needle and I did a rotation so that the eye of my needle is pointed to my left. I'm going to use the eye of the needle, okay? And I'm going to work over it. So, like I said, since I turned and we did work the back side, so I'm going to work with the second half over the eye of the needle, slide it gently. Then the first half, go there, first half over the eye of the needle. Okay? So we need to do 5 double stitch. So that's one. So second half, first half, that's two. Second half, first half, that is three. Second half, first half, that's four. And the last one. Now, like I said, let's check. Just look under. One, two, oops. One, two, three, four, five. Now, that's done. I'm not going to close my ring like this. So I'm going again, turn my work to place it back in its rightful position. Pointy tip, eye of the needle. Okay. Now I'm going to need to thread, and this is something that we all need to remember. Okay. Remember, we need to thread the needle. Try not to replicate what I did and still do when I get distracted. I kind of forget to thread my needle. So when I pull my needle out, all of the project, well, get kind of not there, and I need to redo it. So I'm going to take the thread of my needle, and do you want me to do it with the threader or with my fingers threading the needle? Which one do you want me to see do? That thread, trying to have it. So for this one, I think I'll do the threading with the needle threader. So place the threader inside the eye of the needle, grab the thread, place it in. Okay. Whoops. Kind of went out. Okay. And for me, this, to my taste, it's too long. So I'm going to just leave a tiny bit. Can you see all that? Okay. And then I'm going to pinch and wiggle this. And there we go. It's in. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to place my work between my finger pinch it with my thumb, grab the thread, and pull the needle. Okay. Here's my loop. I'm going to grab the needle behind and in front. Going to pass most of the needle thread. And when I get like this, I'm going to finish closing the loop before pulling the rest of the thread out. And I'm going to have a ring. This is the split ring. I'll work with you, Kathy, with the size 7 needle because not all thread are really the same size. Even if we say it's a size 10, some other company, their size 10 might be a little bit thicker or smaller. It all depends on each company. Okay. So everybody saw this. Now, everybody understand that if I pull like that, my ring's going to open. That's something that we do not want to do. Okay. So remember those who did the clover dolly? I showed you how to do the knot to synchronize the synchronizing knot when we do not reverse. Okay. So what do we do is okay, hopefully let me be in the awkward positions I use so you can all see. Take the needle, okay, and you pass it under like this, okay. Leave it tight, and here we go. Okay. Yeah, sometimes Kathy Elizabeth is hard to work with, and I also do find myself having some issue when I use some type of Elizabeth thread, basically sizes. So, but I'll figure something out to help you understand. Okay, everybody understood this small knot or remembered it? If you did the clover dolly, by now you should know that type of knot. Okay. So let's start another split ring. Okay. Because we are here to learn the split ring. So place your needle and we're going to do the first half. Okay. When we look at the pattern, let me when we look at the pattern, the first before the dash, usually I say usually, okay, because there's some pattern that your front side and your back side is going to switch because of the pattern. But in this case, the first half before the dash, it's you do normally your double stitch. So it's 5. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now I need to do what's after the slash. Okay. So, like I said, you unthread your needle and you turn your project. Okay. What I to many of my students when I teach in live person, what I tell them to do is when you work and you're going to turn your project to make sure that you're going to use the right thread. I say, take your ball, put it to the right. Let me see. Okay, my ball is at my right, and the thread that you're going to be working with, place it to your left. Okay? This is just at the beginning to help your mind understand with which thread you're going to be working with time. Like you saw, I've been working without moving the ball, but many of my students in person do like the fact that they need to think, that, okay, I'm going to change thread, working with the thread. I'm going to work with the other one. So I'm going to place the ball thread or the thread I'm not working with on my right side and the thread I'm working with on my left side. Now, if you're a left-handed person, it's going to be on the other way. Okay. Uh, we usually keep our working thread on our left for the right-handed person, and our on our right for the not sure right now. My brain just went. Let's do that again. If you're a right-handed person, your working thread's always on your left. If you're a left-handed person, your working thread's going to be always on your right. So you need just place the thread on the side that it needs to be to work it. Okay. So now we need to do, we turn, we're going to work over the eye of the needle. So second half, like I said, we always need to come and snug it to each other. That's one. Second half, first half, two, second, first, three, four, and the last one. Okay, I'm going to show you. Let me grab more thread. Okay. Can you see the end of the double stitch? But when you look at the last one on the back side, it's kind of half a stitch, not a fold one. But when you look on the right side, all of the stitch are perfect. Okay? Now, we need to turn again. Usually, when I turn, I tend to turn so my thread doesn't cross between each other. So I go one time from like a page of a book, and when I go back, I do the reverse page. I come back to the page like this. It's easier, and the thread doesn't twist between them. Now I'm going to put my ball thread on my left, grab the thread, pinch it, and thread my needle. Come on. There's tiny thread that didn't want to go in. There we go. There we go. Oh, other thing, since we thread a lot our needle with the thread, at some point you're going to have some breakage at the point of your thread. Okay. So be mindful of that. But it does happen and it's okay. Just make sure that you have always enough thread, a bit more even when you work. Okay. So you won't have that kind of ugly part of breakage in your tatting. Okay. So let's close that split ring. Here we go. Pass everything through. Go to the loop. Pass the needle behind, in front. Pull the thread out. Close the loop. And close the ring. Okay. That's the second one. Now we need to do that knot. Okay, so the knot, needle behind this. For those who are shuttle tatter, can you tell me what type of knot I'm making? Anyone? Maybe, maybe not. Thank you, Randy. Yeah, it's a lock stitch. Yes, in needle tatting, we have two type of securing knot. Securing knot. We have the one that is exactly a shoelace trick. Okay, that's to change the position of the thread. Okay, but in shuttle tatting, they do use a lock stitch. We're going to see it more and work it a lot later on with different type of chain, but we're kind of already working and learning it. And I wanted to let you know that this type of stitch, that not that you were doing for the clover when you're not reversing the word, is called a lock stitch. Okay, so let's do another one. The last split chain, a split ring. I'm so hasty. I want to teach you the split chain so much because I have a pattern for you guys. Yeah. So let's do this. First part is 5 double stitch, normal, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Going to change the side of the ball. Many is not good, not going to do it, but that's fine. I'm just trying to help you work and ease the struggle that you might get by explaining this is what you can do. You don't have to do it, but it will help you at the in the beginning. Okay? So then my 5, I'm going to pull the thread out. I'm going to turn my needle and place my thread on my left. Okay? Oops. There we go. And I'm going to start by the first half or the second half. I'm going to wait the answer for that one. So is it the first or the second half? My eye of the is this side. My point is this side. I'm doing the second half of the split ring. Yeah, exactly, Carol. The second half. So second, first. That's one. That's two, three, four, and five. What do I do after? I'm going to be the student. You teach me. What do I do after? You guys are learning. I love that. So after that, what should I do? I need to close the ring. Yeah, kind of. But before that, Carol, I need to put back my needle in the right position. So I need to turn it back. Okay. The ball, put it back on my left, and then I'm going to thread my needle. Yeah. Thank you, Mary. I have a lot of Mary. I'm going to start giving you some nicknames or say your name like Mariev instead of just Mary. Now, how many of you got this type happening to your thread? Exactly, Bonnie. Okay. How many of you have happened this? I know that Elizabeth thread kind of does that a lot, especially for needle tatter. It wasn't always like that, but lately it's been like that, at least with the thread I got. So I'm not sure if it's me or the batch I got or okay. You can either do something that we were told stop doing while I'm not going to say the word, but you know what happened 5 years ago? We were asked to stop to use our saliva to wet the thread. Okay, I still do it because I do wash all my piece after. Yeah, Kathy. Yeah. So you can lip it and try to turn your thread like I'm doing. You can see it's going to go back, but sometimes it doesn't work. What do you do? Pinch, grab your scissor, and cut. Then all your fibers going to be cut at the same rate. They won't be stretched anymore, and you can thread your needle. See, does this happen to you? Look, I'm not going to hide myself when stuff like this happens because if I do, I'm not able to explain it to you, and this is frustrating. Okay, I know why my thread is doing this right now. The humidity up here, even if it's cold, is high. So cotton thread has the facility to absorb humidity fast. That's why sometimes we're having issues with cotton thread. Okay, I'm going to lip it. Yeah, faster, easier. There we go. There we go. Everything came in. So back to the split ring. I'm going to hold my pattern, my project, with my fingers and pull the thread up till I have my loop and pass the needle inside, pull the thread out, gently close the loop, and finish like this. Okay? So this is what we got so far. For those of you who are doing this, I put down to repeat 3 times. Okay? You can go on as long as you want. Okay? If you want, you could make your split ring long enough to go around your wrist. Okay? And when we're going to do the last ring, you could have it to have the ring air go inside the last ring to be able to put it on as a bracelet. Okay. I'm not going to go with 10 or 20 split ring, but you guys can do it. Remember, if you share this, please tell where you got it and it comes from whom. Okay. Katia, Tatting Muse is okay. My full name is Katia Valley, but I use Katia V or Katia from Tatting Muse. Okay. So this is what you can do. Okay. Let's do another. Let's do 3, 4. Let's do two more split rings. Would you like that? And finish with the last ring after that. Okay. So I'm going to go 5 double stitch a bit faster. Basically, right now you're looking how I work. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Turn back. Thread the needle and close the ring. I'm going a bit faster without much explanation, but I want you to see that at some point it's going to be normal for you and everything's going to flow without worrying. Okay? So that's one. Let's do another one again. So yes, I'm a bit faster. It's normal. I'm used to do front side, back side. Okay. Turn, unthread, second half. First, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Put the needle back in its position. Thread the needle. There we go. And close the ring. Okay. Got the loop. Pass the needle. Finish closing the loop by pulling the thread. Then let's go. And that's our 5th ring. We need to do the knot when we do not reverse. So we have 5 rings. Okay. Is there any question? Look on your wrist. Would look like this. Whoops, like this. Going to wait a little bit to see if you have any questions, and then I'm going to show you um, the last ring, and we're going to do it a bit bigger. So do the correction. It will help. I don't seem to have any question. So let's do the last ring. Again, needle in between both threads, and we're going to work. Um, did I put? Yeah, I'm not going to do the picot, and that's four. I should do a picot here because that's what I wrote on in the sample. Yeah, shoelace. You want me to do the shoelace again, Monica? The last ring, I'll do the shoelace. She'll do shoelace again. The last string, I only did 8 double stitch. No picot, 8 double stitch. Okay. So I'm going to close the ring. Pass the needle inside the loop. Close the loop. Can you see that my thread, instead of coming over, it's going back into my work because that's a normal ring. I didn't do a split ring. I didn't try to have a bridge between both threads to go out on the other side. We usually finish with a type of ring like this. Okay. So, Monica, shoelace trick are done when you turn your work. And what you do is you take your project, you turn it by holding the thread, okay, the ball thread, turn your work like a page. Okay. At the bottom, you're going to have a cross between the ball thread and the thread from your needle. Okay. Something like this. Oops. Something like this. You're going to take your needle, going behind towards you, okay? And your thread here, as you can see, it's crossed. Just like when you do you shoe your lace, you need to hold that thread and make sure that the knot here lays flat. If it doesn't lay flat, your work is going to twist. Okay? So when it lays flat, everything, oops, looks, I'm going to put it like this. Everything looks like this. You can hide your thread at the end. You want me to do the other shoelace trick? Okay. The other shoelace trick. Now I'm going to use again so you can see. Okay. The other let me go a bit down. Zoom in a bit. Okay. Careful. No one gets sick. Please. When you're not turning your work, you take your needle, shoelace trick, you need to turn your work. In this case, when we do not, oh, thread the needle. Okay. Second, thread the needle. I'm going to finish explaining this. If you do not, you need to have a way to cross your thread. So we go like this, okay? Like this. And when the thread's coming, as you saw, I didn't let anything pass this, my finger. And your thread's going to look like this, loop. You just need to drop the loop down and tighten it, okay? Now, threading the needle. So I showed you how to thread the needle with the needle threader, right? Again, inside the eye of the needle, just going to place the thread away so you can see the right thing. I'm going, I'm pulling the tail of the needle inside, okay? Then I try to get close. You see, just trying to, okay? My tail is very short, okay? And I'm going to grab and wiggle upside down so that the thread can go past the eye. If you can see, there's a small mark here. Can you see? Let me grab something that, can you see there's a kind of a V shape where everything's fuzzy and between the thread and everything's fuzzy. Okay. By having that shape and not a lot of thread to pass, you won't break and it's easier to pass your thread and your needle. Okay. Now, the other way. Well, if you're a sewer, somebody who embroidery, those who quilt a lot and quilting, going to cut. Well, we all learn how to do this. We usually hold the, see, usually people kind of hold the needle. Okay, you hold the needle, and then you try to place past the thread inside the eye. The thread is clumsy, and we have difficulty doing that. By doing it the other way, you put the thread between your thumb and your finger, and you pinch it. And the way you pinch it, you flatten, by that, you flatten the top of your thread at the tail. Okay? So then you take your needle and you try to pass it through by wiggling. The wiggling part is still important when you do it like this. Then you gently pull the thread. Okay? Any more questions? For this, if you do the last ring smaller and you do a lot of split ring, what you can do is after that, hold a small ring. Oh, this one's cool. Pass it inside the first ring. Let me, okay. And that's how you can have your bracelet. And you see, should have cut that. Let me cut the thread. Okay. So like this. You see? I need to hide the tail, of course. But is there any question on what we've learned today? I'll go back in the other shot, front shot. Yes, Kathy, the short tail is kind of magical. It's the secret that no one kind of told us. Like I said, somebody who was quilting and doing an embroidery explained that to me some time ago. She was actually one of my students back then. So, yeah, and she gave me that tip. And I went, "Hmm." And after that, the shorter I put the tail, the easier it was. Any more questions? Oh, my pleasure, Randy. And there are many techniques that shuttle tatter do have that unfortunately needle tatter lack of, but we will get there and things are easy. But the what I explained can be also used with your practice with the shuttle. Um, I know I showed this before. Let me grab a shuttle somewhere. Yeah, everything went bye bye. I need a shuttle. I want to show you something. Okay. I did it. Uh, you are welcome, Mary. I did showed it before, but someone asked me to see if I could show it again. I'm not going to show you how to shuttle that, but I want to show you when I start my when I want to load my shuttle, what I do and I how I work it. Okay, I'll go back on the down shot so you can see. Okay, and you see my shuttle. Can you see the thread there? Carol, you unthreading your needle? Do you forget to retread it after you turn? Okay. This is my shuttle. You can see the thread here. Oh, I'm not in down shot. Thank you. Guess I'm getting tired. Let's change that. Here we go. Yellow shuttle, thread. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Merci Hélène. Merci Marie. Okay. What I do with my shuttle. And we all have those no thread, leftover thread. I got a box of that. What I do, let me do this. Okay. I make a big loop. Okay. Oh, I need to change it. Take the thread. This one is kind of, let me grab something that's colorful so you can see. Now we have leftover like this. Okay. What I do is I make a loop, make a knot, the end. Okay. That's called extension. Okay, I'll Carol, your short thread one. You didn't get enough. You didn't leave yourself enough thread before starting the first ring. Uh, that's why. So I did the loop. I take my shuttle, most shuttle, as at least the post one. Okay, that's the one I usually work with. Okay, what I do, grab my hook, pass it through, grab the loop of the part of the thread, pass it inside the hole. Okay, like this. Bring both sides on the same side, and I'm passing the knot. I'm going to take the part that has the loop inside the thread that holds the knot. Okay, this is an extension. Okay, many do something like this, then cut their thread each time they work or change their. So what I do after that is I put my finger like this, fold my finger over. Okay, look, it almost looks like a double stitch. I'm going to take the one. Okay, take my thread, pass it inside of those loops like this. Okay, and when it's done, pull both sides of the thread and pull tight. Basically, I kind of flipped the knot to be on the other thread. So now I can work my tatting, okay? And if have not enough thread, let's say I finish work and this is what it's left on my shuttle. Well, I won't cut that thread. What I will do is I will pull on both on the other side to flip the knot here and then pull the thread out and there we go. So I don't waste a lot of thread by doing that. Okay, that's what I do. That's a tip for shuttle tatters. Um, Carol, when you pull, um, okay, Carol, when you pull, close the ring. When you use short thread from the high, not sure what you're trying to say. The short thread, usually when we work needle tatting, okay, and we start, let me, one thing that we usually do is that we don't leave us enough threads to work, okay? That's why I usually say the thread that you leave before you pinch, before you start your first double stitch, let me try that, okay, needs to be at most 4 feet long. So from the tail and the pinch I do before my first double stitch or the eye of the needle, I need to have at least 4 feet. Okay. So that's something that we need to take in consideration. It's fine, Carol. It's a lot of information. Okay. And we need time to process. That's why I said, and I explained, I want you to be able to process and to practice. That's why I'm going to do live only every other week. So next week they won't be in a class. There's be a class in 2 weeks. Those one are on the mailing list who asked to join. Give me a few seconds. Uh, those who asked to join are going to be informed by email, and those who are not, well, there's going. Make sure you subscribe and you hit that bell so you get the notification to be informed when class going to be on. So let me share this for those who would like to join. Mm, Let me try. Well, there you go. On top, somewhere you should see Tatting Muse to join. The email is there. Oh, I hope. Yeah, everything's there. So thank you, Mary. Yeah, I do also like classes every other week. Uh, like I explained, I'm not retired. I still have to work. I still have orders to get out. And I kind of felt that it was too much for me. And I want you to learn and understand what you're doing. So if you're doing every week a new technique, you don't have time to practice. So yes, I'm going to take it slow because I want you to be like what how can I say that? To be at ease with your time and don't feel rushed and get stressed. Let me go back in front. Oh, my pleasure, Carol. If the text at the beginning you see it too small, let me know. Ah, I'm still downshift. Come on, come on. There we go. If the terms or what is written is very small for you, let me know. I'll gladly have it large enough, give you some time to be able to write it down, and I'll put it back a smaller size so we can see our end and work. So don't worry, just ask. I want you to learn at your pace. I want you to learn to understand what you're doing. Yes, at some point, I'm repeating a lot myself, especially when you hear me first half, second half, first half, second half. The reason why I'm doing this is mostly because we, to help our brain remember stuff, we need to hear it, do it, and there's a couple more, but the only one, and see it. That's the true principle. But if I don't repeat the first half or the second half and the movement I'm doing, your brain is not really going to um, record everything in one piece. It's going to do, okay, that's there, but what am I supposed to do? But if you, while I do it, you do the movement, while I say first movement, second movement, and you're seeing what you're doing, your brain's going to be remembering a lot easier what to do and how to do it. Hope that makes sense. Any more questions? I really do enjoy teaching you what I know in needle. I know that I'm different than most needle teacher. I have my own ways. Uh, but I hope I'm going to able to help you understand and do needle tatting with ease, not struggle. So, if this is all and there's no more questions, I will say it was nice to have you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for rewatching. Um, rewatch. Please leave comments, subscribe, hit the the bell, and the like button. This will help me with the algorithm with YouTube and all of those parts. So yeah, hope to see you in 2 weeks. Practice. The email that I posted for the mailing list is the same email to send me your homework, your picture, your what you want me to see. If you have difficulty, do send it. I'm not a fast replier because weekend for me, starting Friday during day until on Monday evening, I'm not able to have access to my computer to answer you guys, but I will try to answer you between that those days. Okay, you all welcome. Have a good time. Stay healthy and happy tatting, everyone. Bye bye.